into this video, I would like to take this opportunity to take you through the concept which have been giving a lot of people a lot of headache, which is the disparity between the principal tax which you are demanded to pay and the amount of the tax liability or the tax due after self-assessing yourself in filing tax in the iTax portal. So what I mean by this is that when you download the acknowledgement receipt in KRA like this acknowledgement receipt which you usually download, you can notice that the tax due which I got was of 0 because it's 0.40, which when we round off is technically 0. But you will notice in my portal, I have a principal tax of close to 1,000. You can see the filing period is from 1st January 2025 to 31st December 2025. This challenge has been more prevalent this year when KRA has started introducing the auto-populated sheet. But I would like to take you through this and come up with a solution and what is causing this discrepancy. So with no much ado, let us get started. So I will start by showing you what is happening and then I'll give you the possible solution. So first thing first, let us get into the iTax portal as we usually do. So I've come to the iTax portal. You are supposed to get here in the portal and then populate your KRA pin here, then click continue. Let me hit continue. So it is diaring today. So I'll just ensure I have entered the correct pin. Then I need to do a simple mathematical computation here, which will give me a value of 100. Then I log into the portal. So hope it will not be laggish today. So when I log into the portal, I want us to check something. So we shall just come to where we have payment and come to where we have payment registration. And to do this, I want to show you the principal tax which was inputted to me to pay. Though I have filed a return which is close to 0 after doing my assessment. That is what I was supposed to pay because it was just a simple P9 which you usually do. But I want to show you what is technically happening, which I know it have occurred to a lot of people. Also, even if it will not occur for a lot of people are experiencing it and they have not realized, since our culture is to visit maybe people who are not tax proficient and file returns, and then we start getting penalties. So you need to click next because I want us to assess something. So let me click next so that we can continue with the assessment. So let me click next and wait so that we can get to the next section. So you bear with me because right now maybe a lot of people in the system, so it can take some time, but we shall conquer with it. So I want to do the self-assessment so I can okay, now it have populated the data correctly. So I need to choose the tax head. So in my case, I'm doing the income tax. So I need to choose the tax head, which is income tax resident individual. Then I need to choose the payment method. So the payment method, the payment type is self-assessment, and the mode of payment, maybe I'll choose, let us give it time to load. So we shall bear with it. So as you can see, what I was trying to explain, before even we choose the payment method, because we don't need to pay, in January 2025 to December 2025, I have a principal tax of 7,515, but you can notice from the receipt which is here, my tax due was 0. So where is this discrepancy coming from? This is what we wanted to solve. And I think the same problem occurred in the year 2022, where the similar problem occurred. So any tax due which you have, it will technically be accruing some interest and some penalties. So you can see some interest here, some interest here. You can think it's 8 bob, but as a matter of time continues, you get yourself with a lot of tax liability. So what is technically happening? Because you have done your correct self-assessment. So I would like to answer these by getting to where KRA has made our life easier by integrating the ledgers in the iTax portal. So it just come to the ledgers. This is what we are supposed to do in order I can be able to explain you where the challenge is coming from. Then you need to come to the general ledger report, because technically these ledgers were maintained in the KRA offices where a lot of there is a lot of bureaucracy and corruption. But now we have them in the system. So you can be able to assess how your pay was remitted by your employer in KRA, because in some cases it is not problem of KRA, but rather the problem of the employer. So we need to come here and choose the transaction type, which was self-assessment, and then we need to select the tax head. The tax head is income tax resident individual, in case you are a resident. So I want to show you where the discrepancy is coming from. So from them, we can show the ranges. So let us display the ranges. So the reason why I have chosen the report is because it's much detailed, and you can see where the discrepancy is occurring from. The discrepancy is from here. So you can see different month and the pay which was remitted. You can notice in 2025, in the month of July, the pay was remitted properly. All this month it was remitted properly. But what is missing is 2 months which the accountant did not remit to the revenue authority. As you can notice, the month of January is there, August, July, April, May, which is here. Then there was an assessment in when we come to 2024. So when we count this month, they are coming up to how many months? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 9, 10. Okay. You can notice this month I can count again. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can notice that the accountant, who is the employer of this individual, did the correct remittance of pay for only 10 months, but there are 2 months which he or she didn't remit the pay amount, which is an advance tax which is paid by the employee to the revenue authority every month. So it is an advance tax which he or she didn't remit to the KRA. So this liability, you are supposed to follow it with your account department so that they remit the correct amount to the revenue authority. So this is not the responsibility of the taxpayer. But the challenge with this is that the taxpayer should inform the employer to ensure that and do the follow-up to ensure that they remit this amount to the revenue authority. Since here we are lacking 2 months, so taking that those 2 months, this accountant was supposed to remit 3757, and you notice this is the tax liability which was in that section. So I can take calculator and show you where the principal tax is originating from, because we have 3757 multiplied by 2, because 2 months they are not there, is 7,714. And you notice this is the amount of tax which you are not getting here. So I can do a duplicate here. So it is disallowing me because of security reason. But that is the whole analogy of it. That is where you are filing your tax correctly. And when you get up to the payment and registration area, you are getting yourself with a tax liability. And because I think there is no proper sensitization, so you get a lot of people saying KRA are thieves, but because there is a tendency of us fearing each other, so it happened that all of us, we shuku each other, and we get ourselves in a lot of problems. So you need, even if you file your tax, kindly be confirming if you have a tax liability for that year, because I realized this one here. So let me ensure it has populated the data. So I need to choose the payment method here. Just a minute, and you see the value in my calculator is the same value, is equivalent to this value. It's just a rounding off difference. So you can see the value of my calculator is 75. Let me see if I can be able to move this calculator a little bit. So you can notice it's 7514, and here we are having 7516, just a rounding off difference. So that is the whole analogy of why you are filing your tax correctly and generating the receipt with the correct amount, and you end up getting yourself with a tax liability. Even if you know you have filed your tax correctly, I repeat again, just be confirming if you have any liability. So But the problem with us Kenyans is something called ignorance and cost saving model. So we don't like investing in this thing, and they come to haunt us later, because this is a penalty which will be accruing if this amount of principal tax will not be paid. So with no much further ado,